Hey Peyton, it's Nicholas. How you doing?
Hey, I'm good. How are you?
I'm not doing too bad. So Peyton, welcome back to Radio Nation. It's a privilege to have you back on.
Thank you so much for having me.
Now, Peyton, you're gonna be here in Toronto this Saturday. Talk about your thoughts, sort of heading into the program, heading into your performance, at Pop Explosion, and sort of what you're looking forward to about coming to Canada.
Well, it's my first time coming to Canada, so I'm pretty excited about that. It's kind of crazy because I'm in LA right now, and then I'm going to be heading back to Atlanta for a short time, like a few hours, so I can head back to Canada. And I'm really excited for that show. I know I have a lot of Canadian fans up there, so it'll be their first time seeing me. So I got a really awesome show up there.
Is there anything that you're sort of you're looking forward to about Canada? Is there sort of maybe it's a stereotype or something? Like, is there something you really want to do when you get here? Or?
Oh, well, I heard there's like this thing downtown. I'm not exactly sure what it is, but you go all the way up to the top and you're on like a bungee cord and you walk around or something. I don't know what you call it though.
I know exactly
what I'm talking about.
I do know what you're talking about, actually. You're probably referring to the Edge Walk, which is on the top of the CN Tower. So you go all the way up to the top of this, and then you get to walk out top, and that's it's pretty cool stuff. I've never done it, but I've got friends that have done it, and it's pretty intense.
Yeah, I definitely want to do that. Someone that I know up there was talking about it, and I'm kind of looking forward to it.
Now, I know you're also a baseball fan, and although the Jays aren't going to be in town when you're here, what are your sort of thoughts on the Braves the Braves performance this season?
It's amazing. I actually went to the playoff game for the Braves in Atlanta last season, and unfortunately they lost right before they got into the final end of the season. But it was. It was kind of a letdown, so I'm really excited that they're doing really well this season. I believe they're still in first, so I'm excited about it.
Just joining us on Radio Nation, we have Peyton Sanders live on the program. We'll be taking a bunch of your questions, so send us those questions. I'm going to start reading a few of them very, very quickly. Peyton, last time we talked, you hadn't put out your latest album, which you put out earlier this year. Talk about it and the work that went into the album.
Well, it was a mixtape that I put on datpiff.com, which is called Cloud 21. It was just 5 songs, and I had done a few extra ones that I had not released, but I just picked the best 5 that I thought would work for it. It was really fun. It was music that I really liked and that I was really proud of, and I had worked hard on, and I kind of just left myself in a studio room on one of my friend's houses, and we just kind of cranked it out in a few weeks and worked really hard on that, and I really think the turnout was amazing.
Peyton, I'm gonna ask you. I know you're in LA right now, so you're down there doing a bit of recording. How much time have you been in LA I guess on your trip? Like, how much time have you spent there right now?
I've only been here for about 4 days, but I'm spending quite a lot of time here because I am recording here and just getting some ideas out that need to be put into the studio, and I'm having a lot of fun. It's a different vibe out here, different energy. That's reasons why I record in different places, because every place is different. Every producer is different, and people are just different in other places. So I'm having a lot of fun, and I don't know how much time I will be spending here. It might be a long time. It may be short-lived, but it doesn't really matter because, I'm having a lot of fun, and I'm doing what I love to do, and I'm liking being out here.
Now, because you're out there recording, does that sort of mean that for your fans, does it sort of mean that there's some new material sort of on the way?
Oh, there's always new material on the way. They know that. They've known that forever. My fans that have been around for 2 years or 1 year, even a few months, they know that I'm always working on new stuff. Whether it gets released or not, they know that I'm just getting ideas out, and when I'm ready for the right song, that song will come out.
One thing I wanted to ask you is, in terms of your own songwriting and that sort of thing, is there a place that you go to get inspired to write songs, whether it's like you just write in your room or somewhere? I mean, is there a place that you prefer to go to write?
I mainly like to write in my room because I have real dim lighting in my room. I like to be in it's a good vibe. It's really quiet, real peaceful. So I mainly write in my room, but I can write other places too, and I just get inspired off of random things, whether it be just something that I had read recently or seen or heard, or just own personal life experience.
I'm going to pull some questions off of Twitter very, very shortly because I'm getting flooded with them. But one last thing I wanted to touch on that point is I read in an article just somewhere that I believe it was on one of Timberlake's albums that it was never written down. The lyrics were never written on paper. It was written strictly on a computer. Do you generally just write down the lyrics yourself on paper and then sort of put it on a computer or do what you have to do with them?
No, I do it straight from the computer.
Is that something that does it help you? Is it easier? Is it easier to just do that as opposed to writing it down? I mean, I know some people like to write and actually write it down physically, so I don't know what the reason is for writing it on a computer.
I just find that's just the way that I do it. Everybody has their own ways. People type it into their phone. Some people write it on paper. Some people type it on a computer. I just like to do it that way. Every artist is different.
All right, Peyton, I'm going to start pulling questions off of Twitter now because there's plenty of them here. I had a few good ones. Describe, this one's from Deanna. She wants to know, describe what the feeling of being on stage is like and what the feeling is like doing what you do. And because you love it, what's that feeling is like?
Well, I kind of go into a different place. Obviously, a different person. Like Peyton Sanders is me, and then P. Sanders is the person you see on stage, the person behind the music. So there's just an energy on stage. The fans love the way that they go nuts, they scream like mad, and they go insane for the songs, they know the words. It really is. It's insane emotion. I'm really happy on stage. I really, really love it. And sometimes I feel like I'm in a different world. I'm not even like myself, or I don't even like think that I'm doing what I'm doing on stage. But I look back at footage from how and love it that happened. But it's I love it.
This question comes from Kristen. She wants to know, what's the best thing about performing all over the place?
Just going from places and meeting new people, seeing some friends that I have. I have friends all over the country and all over the world, too, and it's just fun going places and having my friends from there come see me in shows and have a good time and seeing all the different fans that have supporting me forever. Recently, I was in Chicago, and I met a fan who had been wanting to meet me for 2 years and never had the chance, and that's just a really good feeling to help make their dreams come true. She was just bawling tears in her eyes, and she had been such a supportive fan for so long, and it just really makes my day.
What's that feeling like to know that you've got a lot of supporters, not just in America, but I mean all over the world, but what's that feeling like to be able to actually meet them and talk to them for however length of time it is?
It's different. Like, everywhere is so different. That's what I keep saying. It's just that the fans all over the place, they all have the same thing in common, that they're very loyal and very supportive, but like, just different places. Like Atlanta, my fans are very, I guess you could say, I don't want to say reserved about the way that they feel, but they're like, they're very just like real nice and real calm about it. And then like other places where like New York, they'll be screaming and crying, and everywhere. Like I love the different vibes of each fan base. Like, I really just love meeting them and talking to them, hearing some of their stories, and like taking pictures with them and signing stuff, and just seeing the smiles on their faces. That really means a lot.
This question is from Caitlin. She wants to know, what's one place you want to visit, and who do you want to take with you?
Could you repeat the question, please?
Yep. Caitlin wants to know, what is one place that you would like to visit, and who would you take with you?
I would like to visit. I really want to go to Italy, really badly. I'm not sure who I'd take with me, but I'm sure it'd probably be one of my best friends, like either Joe or Evan or Baker or somebody, but I don't know. I really don't know who I'd take with me. I'd probably take everybody. I don't know.
I'm just pulling through some more questions here. If you got a question for Peyton Sanders, please feel free to tweet us at Radio_Nation. Be happy to take some questions here. We've done this before in the past, and it's been a lot of fun. And Peyton seems to be enjoying it. I'm enjoying it. So this question comes from Kendra. She wants to know, if you could have dinner with any three people from any time, fictional or non-fictional, who would they be?
JFK, Oprah, and Jay-Z.
That's a good list. Actually, I really like that list.
It would be a very interesting dinner.
Yeah, it really would. What would you talk about then? If you could ask them anything, what would you ask the three of them?
Probably just like stuff that happened them in their lives. Everybody knows what you see on TV and stuff, but I want to know, like, what was, like, either the happiest moments of their lives or, like, saddest moments or just, like, anything about them, really, that, you know, is on a personal level, just stuff. Just stuff that maybe you wouldn't ever get out of an interview or anything like that.
This question comes from Emily. She wants to know, how old were you when you knew you wanted to perform in rap?
Well, I didn't know until I put out that first video 2 years ago, and it's kind of crazy. Like, I didn't even think that I would ever be in the music world at all until about 2 years ago, and then now everything took off so quickly. So, just 2 years ago, that's it. I really did not ever think that I would be in the music world. I always thought I would be an actor or something like that, but never a musician, and I'm happy that I found it.
This question is from Selena. She wants to know, what about your fans has surprised you the most in the past 2 years?
I think their loyalty has surprised me a lot. Like, I understand that they're very supportive, and they always have been, but it's amazing that they become more and more supportive every single day. Like, the fans from 2 years ago are still here, the fans from a year ago are still here, and, like, the fans will be just the same. Like, that's amazing to me that it just keeps growing so quickly, and especially now the level that it's growing at is insane, and I love it so much, and I love the fact that they're telling all their friends, and all their friends are telling their friends, and it's just becoming this huge family of amazing fans that I love very much.
You're obviously very active on social media, and you know, artists these days kind of have to be. What's more important to you, being very active on social media or performing shows? And what I mean by that is, what's more important for you to focus on most? Engaging with your fans, or going out there and performing and being able to actually interact with your fans on a face-to-face level?
I believe that they're equally important, because the social media allows me to connect with fans who are not there at the shows, and the shows help me connect with fans who are there. And I think that shows help me gain new fans, because people that may not have ever heard of me or may have and are seeing me for the first time get to understand what everyone else is talking about when they see me on stage, whenever they see the level of performance that it is. But people back in other states and other countries on Twitter who are tweeting me throughout these shows, they aren't able to see that for themselves, so it's equally important to them just as much as the people at the shows. That's why I'm always on Twitter and I'm always on my different social medias, because I got to connect with the people who aren't able to see the shows at that moment.
Peyton, this question comes from Marisol. I'm not sure if I pronounced her name right, so if I got that wrong, I personally apologize. But she wants to know, who is your biggest inspiration?
Well, I'm inspired by different things. I believe last time I was on the show, I had a similar question to this, but it was mainly, you know, Jay-Z was the very first rap song I ever heard, so I was definitely inspired to listen to rap from that. And Justin Timberlake has inspired me a lot, just from his different styles of music, like making real music. I really love real music. And I don't know, just different artists have always inspired me, and different people, the way that they view things and the way they said stuff in interviews. Everything in the music world has really had an impact on me. I don't want to say that one person in particular has ever inspired me to do what I do, because I'm not trying to take what my music is not taking from other people, you know, like I don't want to sound like Eminem, and I don't want to have beats like Jay-Z and stuff like that, you know. So I'm just inspired by different people.
Now, you mentioned Justin Timberlake and his newest album, 2020 Experience. Do you have the album? And if you have heard the album or have the album, what do you think of it?
Well, of course. One of the very first albums I ever had was Justified by Justin Timberlake. So, of course, I had to get all his other albums. And the 2020 Experience, it is different. I think that if people take the time to listen to the music, they'll understand that it is a very good album, and I really like it.
Interesting. Yeah, I enjoy it too, but I've heard a lot of people say the same thing. They don't like his new direction, but so you can't satisfy everybody, I guess, right?
Right.
What stands out in you in a fan? This is from Jenna on Twitter.
What was that? She said, what stands out in a fan?
Yeah, like what stands out to you in a fan? I mean, is there something they do that really stands out to you, or?
Personality. I'm a personality guy. I love different people's personalities. That always stands out. And it's not that I prefer one type of personality over the other, but I like everybody's personality for who it is.
What's sort of the next step for you now that you put out the mixtape, you're working on some new material? What's sort of the short term 3-month plan to I guess sort of 12-month plan here?
Take over. Of course, I'll be taking over. And that's exactly what I'm gonna do.
Any sort of you got a couple more shows coming up. So what I guess mean by that sort of is any sort of plans for new material, whether it's a new album or we mentioned earlier, you're always going to put out songs, but any sort of plans for tour here, or you want to perform here, or that sort of thing?
I do love doing shows. I have been doing a lot of shows. Unfortunately, the shows are starting to thin out more and more because I am working harder on the music. And as far as like albums and more mixtapes and stuff like that, that will come. I just have to work on the music right now. And whenever I find the time, I will announce whatever I need to announce, and the fans will know because they'll all be on Twitter and they're supporting like they always have, and I'm really grateful for that.
What's a challenge that you've and I've probably asked you this before, but what's a challenge that you've faced and overcome in your music career?
Probably fake friends is a main one. I've come across that there's not a lot of real people, but when you find some real people, that's the people that you gotta always keep close. So a main lesson I've learned. And basically, it does get very stressful sometimes, but you try to learn to have fun, and the fact that you're doing what you love is the most important thing, because if you lose track of the fact that you're doing what you love, it doesn't become fun anymore, and then you're just kind of tired of making music, and I never want to get to that point. I don't ever will get to that point. I love having fans. I love doing shows. I love the 3-hour meet and greets. I don't care how long it takes, I just love it all. So the music industry is a tough place sometimes, but if you learn to find your place, everything's good.
This question's off of Twitter. It doesn't really have a name, so I'm just going to ask it. It's what is your favorite city to perform in?
I definitely don't have a favorite. I couldn't because I love everywhere. I love going new places all the time.
Now, I guess sort of touching on this, we already touched on it a little bit, but because you are coming to Toronto, has other people, have you heard a lot of people say you got to go here? We talked about the Edge Walk, but have you heard people say like you got to go to Tim Hortons, or you got to go do this, or you got to go to this place here in Toronto? Have you heard a lot of that?
No, people aren't really helping me out. They all want me to come to Toronto, but they won't tell me where to go. I need to know which places to head up.
Well, you got to go to Tim Hortons. I'm hooked on that place, man. It's like a donut and coffee shop place, but it's really good. They got a good ice caps and that sort of thing there. You should go check it out. It's pretty affordable too. So
awesome.
Yeah, it's like the Canadian Starbucks, but affordable.
Amazing.
Other than that, just hang out, wander around downtown. I'm sure you're gonna like the city. There's lots to do here.
Absolutely, I'm very much looking forward to it.
Let's talk about your song, the 5 a.m. in Toronto song that you did. Talk about that. What was the inspiration of that one?
Well, 5 a.m. in Toronto came from the Drake song, 5 a.m. in Toronto. And it's just, it's basically saying that I know that, it's 5 a.m. in Toronto, tell me something I don't know. Basically, saying that people are always trying to tell me, something I already know. People are always, in my ear saying, things that I already know, and they're acting like I don't know anything about it. And that kind of song just sprung off of that, and it's kind of like my comeback song, because I had disappeared from the music world a little bit, because I had been doing so many shows and got caught up in that. But it's just like my song where I come back and I'm talking about how I'm putting my fitted cap back on and I'm about to attack this music industry, and really it is I am about to attack this music industry. That's exactly what's going to happen, and that's why I talk about the takeover all the time, because this is the takeover year not only for me but for my fans as well, because they deserve to see me get somewhere.
Peyton, I've been getting this question a lot now, and people want to know. They want to know: do you like potatoes? I don't even know what this is, but this sounds really interesting. People keep asking me this, so can you elaborate?
I know. I got on. What happened was we were in Dallas, me and my boys, and we got on Twitter, and all of a sudden all these people were like, potato. And I'm like, what in the world is this? Like, I don't know where they came up with this or why they started, like, organizing every single person on Twitter to say it. I don't mind it. It's a little weird for me, but we're having a good time. It made us laugh pretty hard, so I say if it makes you laugh and smile, then you might as well just let it be.
It's pretty cool, but I've gotten like 7 or 8 of these questions, so I had to ask.
Yeah, there's a lot of really strange pictures out there with my face on a potato. But,
yeah, I've seen that too, actually, which is kind of funny.
Yeah, they have some pretty funny jokes.
Well, since we're on the topic of fans, what's the craziest thing a fan has ever done? And this is from Benny.
I have no idea. Probably just like a lot of fans do this, but they'll somehow find out where I'm staying in the hotel, or they'll figure out, where I'm at when I haven't even tweeted where I'm going. Sometimes find out stuff that I don't even know before I know. I think that's the craziest thing is when my fans are pretty much all knowing, and I'm like, how in the world did you find this out? And you'll never know. They just know.
Is that weird to you, or is that kind of like, oh, hey, this is kind of cool?
No, it's cool. Like, I mean, if they're going to be that supportive, then that's amazing. I mean, I'd rather them be that supportive and crazy than just be kind of, boring and like, oh yeah, we like P. Sanders. The fact that they're trying to like stalk me across the country is amazing. I love it. I welcome it.
Well, be careful what you say. Welcome it. I don't know. You might get a bunch of people that come and hang out with you while we're doing this interview.
I don't think they could. I don't think they can. Well.
This question comes from Vanessa in Washington. She wants to know, what comes first to you, the music or the lyrics?
The music. Because I write the lyrics to music. The music inspires the lyrics.
Peyton, do you have any plans to go to the UK? I'm sure you want to perform anywhere, but, I mean, do you have any plans in the distant future to perform in the UK? This is from Twitter.
Yeah, there's been a few opportunities where I was supposed to maybe have a show over there, and the show's never got organized or anything. But, of course, my fans know that I want to come to their countries, and it's just a matter of time that will happen. I haven't even conquered most of the United States, so, I mean, it'll come. It'll come sooner than I think.
This is from Kelsey. Who's your biggest supporter?
Well, probably my family. I mean, my family and then my best friends, of course, are pretty much my family first and my best friends, and then they're always there for me. Like even if I don't think that I have a good performance, they whether I did or not, they're always the ones that are being the positive aspect of it, and sometimes you need that positive aspect.
Is there have you ever gone through a moment since your career? I mean, you sort of touched on it a little bit, but where you've just sort of felt you got to take a step back from everything and just not necessarily obviously quit altogether, but just take a step back and just not do music for a little bit, but just relax and sort of clear your mind?
No, never. I never want to step back. I always want to forward. Like, I'm never going to take a step back because, I mean, sometimes people say, like, slow it down. But even a year and a half ago in my song, I said, people keep on saying, Peyton, tone it down, you need to slow it down. But I mean, I'm never going to slow down. Like, that's not what I'm like. I started this journey, and there's no end to it, so I'm just going to keep on going. I'm going to keep growing higher and higher. And like I said, take over. That's exactly what I love what I do, and I'm never going to take that step back. I mean, of course, I'm always going to keep everybody in my mind, like my family, my friends, everybody there. But we're just going to keep going higher and higher.
Do you have any plans to do any future collaborations with any artists? And this comes from Tori.
Yeah, I love collaborations. The thing is with collaborations is, though, that I have to first love the song, and I have to also, my voice has to match the person I'm collaborating with. Like, you can't be on a song with just anybody and it's fit. Like, same with any artist. That's why some of my friends who are really good artists, like, we haven't done songs yet together because our voices just don't come together. Our styles don't match. So, it just I have to love the song, love the artist, with that musical aspect of it. And, there's always collaborations coming. I had a few collaborations on my mixtape even that people are loving, so of course collaborations are around the corner.
Now, is it one of those things, and because I my musical talents never made it past grade school, I have no idea how any of this stuff sort of works, but I mean, in terms of collaborating, do you really just try to stick, primarily within your genre, but if, say, for example, someone came to you that was like a country artist or an artist of a different genre, but they had a voice that matched, and maybe they hadn't come up with a song, but they had an idea, is it something that would you consider working with them?
Yes, of course. The great is that I am a rapper, so I can hop on anything because I can put a verse on any type of genre that I need to. That's why I stick to do my genre, which really I'm trying to find the perfect name for what I do because my genre is different. But I can hop on a country song, or I can hop on, a song that was just piano or anything like that because it's the music. Like, I listen to the music, I feel the music, and if I feel the music, of course I'm going to hop on that track.
What is we've already touched on this, but I guess there's a few people that are asking this, so I guess I'll ask you again. Maybe some people didn't get a chance to hear it right away. But what is something you love about your fans? I've gotten this about 5 times.
I just love the way that they are always there for me, no matter what. Like, no matter what is going on in the world, or no matter if I slip up a little bit, or if I'm having a bad day, or anything. They're always supportive, they're always loving, and that's really important to me, and that's really awesome that they are just always there, no matter what.
Okay, this is a combination of about 5 questions in one, but you'll see what I mean by that in a second. So, do you have any plans to come to New York, Dallas, Texas, Chicago, Orlando, or really anywhere else in the next little while?
Yeah, I mean, they can know that I always have plans to go places. I have tour dates at it all the time. Like I said, though, I'm shows a little bit right now. And there will still be some shows here and there, and hopefully some really, really bigger shows coming by the end of the year. But as far as on all those different places right after another, I'm kind of slowing that down for right now because I'm going to work on the music, really put my whole heart and effort into getting some really good material together. And that's all it is right now.
In terms of, we talked about songwriting, so in terms of collaborations, is there one artist, it could be anybody, that you'd really like to collaborate with?
I'm really liking Lana Del Rey right now. I've been listening to Lana Del Rey a lot, and I really, really enjoy that. That'd be amazing. That or The Weeknd or Frank Ocean. I'm really feeling any of those.
In the event, and hopefully this isn't the case, but if in the event one day you were to switch maybe from becoming a performing artist or a recording artist, would you continue to stay in the music industry, whether it's helping artists, whether it's songwriting for artists, or doing sort of anything with artists?
No, because I think I would become jealous of them because I think I would miss doing what I'm doing now. I think I would miss being an artist, so I would never ever give that up ever. And I don't want to see other people take the place that I'm going to take right now. Like I want always be pushing forward, and I feel like that would be a major step back.
I've gotten this one a few times too, and I try to avoid these kind of questions, but this one's pretty fair. I try to avoid and if people that are listening, I'm not going to ask about anything to do with who he would date or will he date you, because that's just not how this is going to work. But I will ask this, and this is a fair question. Would you ever date a fan?
I've been asked this question so many times. I would hope the girl's a fan. I would hope that she is. I don't want to date somebody who does not like my music, who does not like me as an artist. So I don't know exactly what she considers to be like a fan is that I would date. But anybody that likes my music is a fan to me. It doesn't matter if I like the personality, if I like the way that the person is, then I like her.
I was just going to ask that, actually. I guess, is that, a number one requirement for I guess, a lot of artists? Is, do you got to like the person's music? If you're going to date somebody, do they got to like your music in order for you to even consider dating them?
Yes, because I don't want the girl to complain all the time if she doesn't like me. That'd be the worst relationship ever. She wouldn't want to come to any of the shows or anything. That's not a good relationship, so of course I'd want it to be a fan.
Yeah, true. I mean, that makes a lot of sense. Like, I've never. That's a really interesting way to look at it too. Like, the person doesn't like your music, they're probably not going to your shows, and you're probably not hanging out all the time.
Yeah, exactly. So it increases their chances.
There you go. This one comes from Rachel in Georgia. She wants to know, what is it like to know that you have saved so many lives in any capacity?
Okay, that is the craziest thing to me, because I did not realize that could happen. I know that there's like a lot of power behind music and everything. I know that my songs are inspirational, and I never thought in a million years that my music would ever save lives. And I think that it's incredible that it has saved so many people. I get letters every week from people who have said that I saved them from, potentially ending their lives, or like being depressed or anything like that. That's really important to me, and that's amazing that I'm doing something like that. It makes me very happy.
Is there any sort of any sort of charitable thing or something that you're really into, whether like on a sort of charitable level, whether it's like you're really for cancer awareness or depression? Is there anything that you're really supportive of?
I'm really into helping kids achieve their dreams. There's an organization out of Texas I'm about to become a part of that helps kids their dreams, whether it helps them, get studio time or dance lessons or anything, like if they can't afford it, And I think that's really awesome. I'm also really big into like children's hospitals kind of things. I've visited a few and I've visited some patients, some kids in the hospitals, and I think that's really awesome to be a part of that, because to bring anybody's life from the darker side that a lot of people don't even see. Like, you walk into a children's hospital, and there's a whole other world that a lot of people don't even realize, like the pain and the suffering that goes on there. And if you can put a smile on a kid's face, that is so important, because they don't always smile like a lot of kids do, and it's where it's easy for a lot of other people. So it really makes you think, and I really am big into children's hospitals and things like that.
Is that something that I've never done it, and it's always something I would like to do, but is it one of those things where you kind of just arrange it and you show up and they're so happy to see you that you can really just talk about anything? Like how does that go?
Yes, you have to kind of arrange it. Thankfully, in Houston, Lisa McQueen, who is a part of Mahone's family, and also my bodyguard, Brian, had scheduled for me and a few of my friends to go to the Children's Hospital in Houston. And it's just, I guess they kind of know you're coming, but they don't really know what to expect. And what I did was, me and my friend Arabella, we went to the kids' rooms, and we sang a song for him and rapped over her guitar and stuff, and he was very, very happy. He had been really into music his entire life, and he loved music so much, and it really just made him very happy. It does have to be arranged in order to go, because they don't want you just showing up. They don't know anything about why you're there or anything. So, yeah, it does have to be arranged, but it's definitely worth it.
This is a question off Twitter. How's the Teen Wolf stuff going? I have no idea what that is, so I'm just going to leave it at that as a straight question.
I had an audition, technically. It was in Santa Monica last year, and it's just like not ready for the role. So I've just been working out a lot, and I gained like 11 pounds, 12 pounds, and I'm not really like trying too hard to be on it. I think it'd be really cool to be on there. I'm working on the music now, but I think one day to go to be Werewolf or Vampire or whatever. I'm getting ready for that role one day.
Now, you just touched on something that I actually want to ask you. I mean, I've seen a few pictures of you, going to the gym or whatever. I've seen a few tweets where you've gone to the gym and they've kind of like let you in for free, which is pretty awesome. I'm instantly jealous of you. But talk about, like, without giving away too many secrets, obviously, what's your sort of routine like for a typical workout?
People think I'm crazy. Like, all my kids think I'm crazy because I'm always there when I'm able to be home and like go to the gym. Even when I'm out of town in Chicago. This is so ridiculous. My sister made fun of me forever. I took a 20-minute taxi to the gym in Chicago just to go, like, just because. And that was whenever I got in for free, thankfully, because the taxi ride was so long. And I was like, oh, great. Like, so much money just trying to go to the gym. I basically go to the gym 5-6 days a week. I'll go for 2 hours And I love it. Like, I feel bad sometimes whenever I don't go, so I'm always trying to go. Thankfully, my trainer is World's Strongest Man, and he's helped me out so much. Like, I've increased my strength massive amounts in the past, only 3 months, and I basically just go for like 2 hours every single day, and I'll go alone. Like, I really don't have to have a partner there. And whenever my friends are in town, like Joe or Victor, we'll go, and it's just love going.
Keep getting this question a lot, too. Do you have any plans to collaborate with Dylan Holland in the future again?
I don't know. Like, me and him have kind of gone separate ways, like in our music world, I guess. We are still friends, but, like, we haven't really made any plans to make any new music, like doing shows and stuff and fun making our music. And I'm really happy with his new song he did with Round 2 Crew. Is a really good song. And I don't know, maybe we will in the future sometime soon. We just are kind of separated our music industry world right now, so I'm not exactly sure about that.
This kind of goes back to the gym question, but this is kind of funny. Do fans follow you when you go to the gym?
They don't, like, follow me, but there has been times where I've been there and I get on Twitter afterwards because I leave my... And I'll get on Twitter and there'll be, like, pictures of me working out, and I'm like, I did not even see you there. I didn't even know that you were here, because the gym that I go to is a huge Gold's gym, and there's an upper balcony, and there's like a track that goes up ahead, and there'll be people that are taking pictures from like up above down of me, and I didn't even know that they were there. So I don't think they follow me. I think they just see me there. The town that I live in Atlanta, pretty much everybody that's my age knows who I am there, and it's really funny.
This is a really good question. This comes from Vanessa in Washington again. She wants to know, if you could cover any Disney song, what would it be?
Disney song? Oh, man. I have no idea. I don't think I need to cover any Disney songs, because I'm definitely not. Definitely not. I love Disney opening run. Like, Disney movies, that's my jam, but I'm not really feeling doing any Disney song.
I hear you. I don't really know if you can rap a Disney song, but could be done.
Who knows?
If you didn't have music right now, what would you be doing? This comes from Megan.
So funny that Megan asked that. I had to talk about that today, actually. I had no idea what I would do if I didn't have music. I don't mean just music. I mean, like, the whole entertainment world. Like, if I didn't do music, I'd obviously be an actor. If I didn't have any acting, like, I don't know what I would do. Like, honestly, I don't know what I would do, because I did go through school, and I graduated, and I had A's and all that stuff. Like, I was good at school, but I hated it. Like, I just hated being at school, because I knew that I was ready to be in another world, in the entertainment world, in the music industry, and I don't really know what I would do. I think I'd be kind of miserable. I'd have to find something that I didn't want to do, really, and I don't really ever want to go to that point, so I'm happy that I didn't have to.
Are you a cat or a dog person?
Definitely dogs. Definitely.
Do you have a dog?
I have one dog, and this is a dog that I would have never picked in my life, but I love this dog to death. It's a Chihuahua Jack Russell mix. It's the craziest dog, but it's so fun. Like, this dog is hilarious. It's so fun. If you ever see this dog, it's crazy. It's just the facial expressions on this dog is ridiculous. But I love boxers and bulldogs and stuff like that, but I like my dog. I really like dogs. We've never had a cat. My sisters are allergic to cats, and I'm not really a cat fan anyway, so I'm a dog guy.
This comes from Kat, and she wants to know, are there any recent songs or albums that have blown you away, and if so, have they inspired your sounds or of the vibe on any of your new tracks?
Well, I'm really loving, Jay-Z just released an album called Magna Carta Holy Grail. It came out July 4th. Because I have the Galaxy phone, I was able to get it for free, but it came out today in stores, and I've been listening to that thing nonstop. I have some Timberlake's on it, so of course, I love it. Jay-Z's been my idol forever. It has not inspired my sound, it just inspired me to work harder. That's all that it really has done. Like, I love the music, and it's inspired me to work harder, and that was success. And that's exactly what I'm working on right now.
If you could meet Jay-Z, what would you ask him? If you could only ask him one thing, what would it be?
I would probably not ask him anything. I would just say, thank you for the inspiration and shake his hand like a gentleman and then just keep going and thank you for inspiring me. And I think that he would understand.
What is it about Jay-Z in your eyes that really inspires you? Like, what is it that he does, or what is it in his music that really inspires you?
Well, I do listen to all types of rap, and so I listen to like the club rap and the hip hop and the hardcore stuff. But I like the fact that Jay-Z is just a true businessman. He doesn't always rap about, like, materialistic things. He raps about whatever. And I really like just the fact that he is real suave with everything, where, like, his rhymes are real smooth, cool. And he's not ever going to be one of those rappers that goes broke and you never hear about him again, because he's a smart person. He's a very successful person, and I admire that about him.
What is it about Justin Timberlake? Because we've touched on this earlier too, and they're both two of your bigger inspirations. What is it about Justin Timberlake and his sort of music, and what is it about him that inspires you?
I love the fact that he can't fail at anything he does. Like, he goes into comedy, amazing. He's a singer, amazing. Raps a little bit, some hip hop, amazing. Acting, incredible. So I just love the fact that he is a true professional in every lane that he wants to achieve something in. He attacks it and he takes over, and it's amazing. It's very inspiring.
Do you have a celebrity crush?
No, I don't have a celebrity crush. I do think celebrity girls are very cute, but I'm not really like crushing so hardcore. Like, I think Selena Gomez.
Oh, we just cut out, so I'm gonna hold on 1 second, and I'm gonna get him right back on the line. But the call just dropped, so I do apologize. We can still have about 20 more minutes with him, so we're gonna get him right back. Just give me 1 second, and I do apologize. So in the meantime, while I call him back, we're gonna play a song. I do apologize. Keep keeping those questions coming in because they're really good. But yeah, the call just dropped. That unfortunately does happen here in this program. This is what happens when you have bad weather, I guess. Bad luck, but it was a good interview so far, so we're going to try to get him back really, really quickly. So just bear with me here. I'm going to play a song as we get this underway. So here it is. This is Laura Taylor's Last Night. I'm going to get them right back. All right, and welcome back. We're now back with Peyton, and this is what happens when your phone drops out. So, Peyton, sorry for cutting you off there. I apologize for that. That's what happens when your phone cuts out. We've had some really bad weather up here, actually. I don't know if you've heard, but we've had like some pretty bad flooding and stuff. So hopefully when you're here, it's not really awful.
Well, that's exactly what's happening in Atlanta. There's been flooding it hasn't stopped raining for 3 weeks. So I understand. I feel you. Yeah,
it's been really bad. Like yesterday. There was really bad flooding. So we were talking about what you saw in Justin Timberlake, and I wanted to touch on that again. So if you just want to repeat what sort of things inspire you about Justin Timberlake and what is about him that really inspires you, if you don't mind repeating that, that'd be great.
Oh, of course not. I just like the fact that he is successful in everything that he does. Like, he will go to acting and singing and rapping and whatever he wants to do, hip hop and comedy and Saturday Night Live. Like, I just love the fact that he's successful and he just can't lose at anything. It's amazing.
In terms of artists that you want to work with in the future, we talked about this again a little earlier, but they have to be the right artists. Is there certain things that you would look for in an artist when you want to collaborate with them? Like, what sort of things do you look for, I guess, in an artist that you're thinking about collaborating with?
Well, I think what's important is that you and the artist, or me and the other artist, click. Like, we have to get along, and if we don't get along, then of course it's not going to be any fun making a song. So, and also, like, of course they have to have a good voice, and it has to match with mine, and I just don't think to go into it, but I think that whenever I find the right artist for the song, I know it immediately, and it comes out amazing.
In terms of performances or anywhere you could perform, if you could perform, you said Italy, but I mean, is there anywhere in the United States that you'd really like to perform, whether it's a venue or a state?
Madison Square Garden, of course, is a huge one. Big arenas like that, anywhere across the country, or really anywhere that's a big arena, I would love to do that. I also really want to perform at like Coachella and Bonnaroo and Ultra, like just big outdoor venues as well, big club crazy type things. I would really like to do those.
There's a really good question here. It's from Jessica. She wants to know, if you had a choice between love or fame, what would you pick?
That is a very good question. I think I have no idea. That's a question because I love what I do, and so I have chosen love. But in the real world aspect of that, I don't know. I really don't know. I don't think I could give up what I do. But I think that's the thing. I think that if I ever fell in love with somebody, I think that they would never make me choose between the two. And if they did, then I would have to cut that off because I started this doing what I love, and I don't think I could ever give that up.
Yeah, that's a really good question. This is a bit of an interesting question. What made you bring back your long hair again? This is from Kristen.
It's not back. I'm still short. It's still short. It's still very short. I just said on Twitter earlier that I thought I would grow it back out, but I mean, I'm always changing everything. Like, I change the way I dress, the way I wear my hair. Like, it doesn't matter. I don't know. I just thought that it'd be kind of cool.
When you, this is a question off Twitter from Cassie. When you walk out on stage and you see all those people, what's the first thing that comes to mind?
Literally nothing is in my mind. I'm totally a different person, a different world, a different state. I'm very happy. I feel like my emotions are very happy. My energy is very high, and like my adrenaline is kicking in, but I don't think anything. I just am ready. Like, I'm in my zone.
Okay, I keep getting asked this one quite a bit. So this is from Sarah. Wants to know, when you were at Social Music Fest, did you hear fans out at your hotel? And is that why you tweeted fangirls with a greater sign?
No, I just tweeted that because me and Joe were talking, and we were like, fangirls, like, we love them, and so I was like, okay, I'll tweet about them. It was nothing like about that. I mean, I didn't even realize that there were fans at my hotel. That's cool.
This is an interesting question, but I don't know if you're allowed to actually openly say how much it's going to cost, but how much would it cost to book you for a show? And if you can't say, I totally understand.
Yeah, I don't handle that. My people handle that stuff, so I really don't even know. So email my booking.
This is from Selena in Saskatchewan, beautiful Saskatchewan. She wants to know, what do you admire most about your parents?
That they are supportive. I think that I know a lot of people, a lot of artists whose parents aren't, so the fact that they are is really important.
How much can you bench? This is from Callie. Or Kaylee. I don't know how to pronounce her name.
No. Tell them to guess. Just guess. I'll tell them they got it right.
Okay, well, there you go. You heard it from Peyton himself. You got to guess how much you can bench, and he'll maybe tell you the right answer.
They'll be surprised.
Got a couple more quick questions
I'll
here.
get some ridiculous answers. I'm going to get like 1,000 pounds. Okay.
Yeah, well, I don't think you're going to bench that much. It's like a truck.
Yeah, exactly. My bodyguard can.
Yeah.
He benches like 850.
Yeah, that's insane, actually. I mean, I can't bench anything close to that number. I don't think I ever will.
He pulls trucks, so...
Yeah, well, when you're the world's strongest man, I'd hope so.
Yeah.
So you're in LA right now, or yes, you are in LA. What's the best part about being out in LA? Because I'm a little jealous, and I'm sure a lot of other people are a little jealous that you're in LA.
Well, my view right now is incredible. That's one thing. And what's so crazy is I'm on the 21st floor of this hotel that I'm in, so that's amazing. Because 21 follows me everywhere. And I really just love the atmosphere here. I love the weather. I love the people. I love the studios here. And it's just a really great place to be. I've always wanted to be out here and live out here, so it's awesome.
Ooh, this is a good question. How did people first treat you at school when you started rapping?
Oh, terrible. Well, like, at first they didn't really think anything of it. I had a lot of friends because I played sports and everything. And then they acted so weird afterwards. Like, everything kind of just went downhill when I started getting some success, some notoriety, and Twitter was blowing up, and my Facebook numbers reached 5,000 friends. And I don't know why it happened. They just treated me awfully, but, you know, it was a learning experience. It made me a very strong person. Like, before I am still a very nice person, but I learned to be tough through a lot of situations through that, and I think that has become a really important life skill of mine, is the fact that I am tough through a lot of situations now, and nothing can really faze me or hurt me. Hate doesn't get to me now because I've lived through some of the worst hate in the world, and it just happens. Life happens like that, and I'm happy I got to weed out of the fake friends and find some real ones.
That brings up two things that I was going to ask or touch on. How do you deal with negativity or maybe even criticism is probably the better word? Not necessarily negativity and the quote-unquote, if you want to say bullying, but how do you deal with criticism?
I feel like people may say that they laugh at hate and criticism and all that, and that might be true. That is absolutely true for me. I literally Instagram comments and my tweets that are hateful, and I literally laugh. I think that it's so funny that people are trying to bring down another person because they aren't living that same life. I'm very, very happy with my life. I work very hard for what I do. Nothing was given to me. I had to work very hard for it, and I'm very happy with it. I'm successful because of my fans, because of how hard I work, because of the people around me. And it really does not faze me at all. People can say whatever they want to me, and I literally will not be hurt by it because it doesn't matter. I know what I want in life. I know what I'm going after, and I know exactly where I'm headed right now, and it's a beautiful thing. And I'm not worried about what anyone else has to say. In
terms of from a musical criticism perspective, and that's not necessarily meaning when somebody says your music sucks, but I mean, how do you deal with something where they say, you want to try this? And it's coming from a music professional, I should say. Maybe not just like the average fan. Like if I were to tell you that, it would have no weight. But if somebody, like a producer, somebody said, maybe you should consider this. How do you deal with that sort of stuff? Right. You take it into consideration. I will, of course, listen to other people's creative opinions. I think the most negativity that I feel, not really negativity, but the most criticism that I take to heart is made from my closest friends. Whenever my closest friends will tell me that they don't like the way a certain part of my they've never not liked an entire my friends have said I don't like this part of your song, or I don't like this part of your song. I really take it to heart because I work hard. I know that they're giving me their honest opinions. And as far as a professional standpoint, consideration, and I'll work on certain things. But of course, at the end of the day, I know what I want it to sound like, and I know if I'm happy with the song, I'm happy with the song. And then they understand how hard I work, and they've always been my biggest supporters. So I'm fine. In terms of just in general, with we talked about the criticism, but you mentioned that you had experienced people, I guess, in high school that you sort of found out who your real friends were, and you were able to weed out the fake ones. At that point, when you were in high school, was that a challenging thing, or what was that like to know that you're getting big and you're getting people that want to be your friends that have never necessarily been there before, and they're sort of like, hey, Peyton, I know you. You want to be friends? How did you deal with that sort of thing in high school? Well, the funny thing was, no one was ever like, hey, you want to be friends? That was the weird part about it. I think it was just the place that I was living
the type of mentality people have in the town that I live in is so different than other places. Like, I have friends or cities, like in Boston or in Cincinnati, whose friends did not play it the same way that mine did, and I don't really understand why. One of my closest friends is starting to get very, very big anywhere, and I had nothing to do with that world at all. Like, I was still playing sports, and all I knew. I would be so supportive. I would be at all those shows. I would think it was the coolest thing in the world to have a friend that was getting famous in any way, and I don't know. I'll never understand why they treated me like that, and it's just something I don't really dwell on. I don't really ever want to think about it or just go back to it, because it was a weird time, and I'm happy to be out of it. I'm happy that I'm ahead of that now. In fact, I went to a football game, I believe, and I think a lot of them were coming back to me to become friends again, and I'm never going to go back to that. Like, of course, I forgive them for what they said and everything, but I'll never be friends with those kind of people again, because I know deep down, like, they messed up. They'll never be my friends because of that.
The number 21 is, we've touched on it before when you were on this program for the first time, and 21 is a number that obviously has a lot of meaning to you and your fans. How many sort of gifts or 21 number-related things have you received, and I guess what's been the coolest 21 thing you've ever gotten?
21 is everywhere. It's nuts. I would say the fan posters in my room are the coolest thing I've ever done. Of course, every single one of them has 21 on it somewhere, because my fans are so cool like that. But I don't know. I like looking at all those fan posters and seeing them on the walls everywhere. That awesome. It's so awesome. I love that. The fact that my fans are so creative.
Now, do you get random tweets? I mean, I remember tweeting you once. My parents docked their boat, and the dock number is 21. And I was like, oh, hey, look, 21. But did you get a lot of that, like, where people tweet you just like, hey, look, 21 on a license plate, or 21, like, my hotel number room is 21. Do you get a lot of that?
Oh, yeah, like, every single day. I will say, like, my number in softball is 21, or my volleyball number is 21, or number is 21, like, something like that. It's everywhere, all the time, every day. People are always seeing it. It's pretty sweet that that's, like, something me and my fans recognize, and it's just become... I think that's what makes my fan base so, I think it's the fact that we have so many things that keep them reminding them of me or my music or anything. It's amazing.
This is a common question, and I've been meaning to ask it for a little while now. A lot of people want to know if you'll ever do another Ustream or YouNow or some form of that again in the future.
I love doing those. The only thing is that I want to be able to have a schedule to where I can, instead of being able to do it only 1 week and 3 weeks go by and I haven't even done one, because I do try, and I haven't been able to find a time where I could start up a schedule of doing those all the time, and it's tough. Like, I really love talking to my fans, and I love for them to see me. Ustream is amazing, and YouNow and all that. I have to figure out when I can do those and time on a weekly basis without having to cancel all the time.
Gotten some numbers for the number of pounds that you can bench. I got 280, 287, I think, and I see 300.
Oh, man, my fans are... Exactly.
I didn't hear that at all, but you got to repeat what you just said, sorry.
I said they didn't get it exactly. They didn't get the exact number.
But pretty close?
It's not quite up there, but it's not as low as probably some people are going to go either. So it's in between. They got to find it.
Well, all we got to do is somebody guess a low number, and then we can figure out where the middle is here.
Oh, man, here we go.
Yeah. Well, now I'm getting 21 tweets everywhere, which is kind of cool. What is that like to know that... Well, I got one from somebody where they got 21 on their hand, which is cool. But what's it like to know that you have, in I guess one respect, sort of revelized the number 21 for a lot of people out there?
It's amazing. I think it's awesome that a lot of people out there are actually getting tattoos of the less than 21 symbol somewhere. And, like, it wasn't, I mean, I would never tell someone, get a tattoo of that. It just happened. I think that's awesome that people are doing that out of, that's what they want. They want to get a tattoo of it. Or I think that it's amazing that every time someone sees the number 21, they recognize that as, like, Peyton Sanders. I think that's honestly one of the reasons why my fan base grows so quickly, like 1,000 every 2 days, because I think there's so many things that remind people and my fans of me that they start telling all their friends. I can see that them being in a group of people, and all of a sudden they see the number 21, they say Peyton Sanders, and everyone's like, who's Peyton Sanders? And they tell them, and those people become fans. I think that's awesome. Like, I think that's really great that we have something that people recognize that's a part of me.
What was your favorite part about OMG Music Fest?
Seeing all of my friends again. A lot of people that were performing on that show I have not seen for a very long time. For the very first one, I got to actually help pick the lineup of all the artists that came, and I think that was so great. I picked a lot of people who were from some of my first shows and from other shows that I've done across the country, and for all of us to come together and spend one amazing night in Texas with all the amazing fans that we have together is beyond words. I loved it.
Peyton, we got a ton of people who now are guessing numbers, and the number that's pretty common, no surprise, is 221 and 121.
121? That's so low. Come on, you got to give me more credit than that. No, but 20. I was about to say, we still hit it like 21, because that'd be awful. The bar is more than 21 times.
Yeah, I know.
At least someone can accept that.
No, but if it makes you feel...
No, they're almost there. I can't give it away. I want to tease them a little bit.
Well, if it makes you feel better, somebody guessed 2,000 and 2,100.
What?
That's like more than a truck. Like,
that's so much. Okay, I need to calm down.
yeah. Dude, like, you gotta be taking steroids to bench that much.
Yeah. Oh.
Now I got 21,000.
Yeah, they're going to start going crazy. You're never going to get it out because they're all going to be like 1,000, 2 million.
Yeah. Oh, this is actually a good question. This is a good one. I like this one. This one is from Binny. She wants to know, do you miss having a normal life?
I think that this is my normal now. I don't really remember what it was kind of like to have just a normal life where I played sports all the time and stuff. Like, I don't really miss that because I still have friends. I think that if I had a life where I was traveling nonstop and I didn't have friends in all the cities that I could hang out with and stuff, I think that would be an abnormal life. But I think that since I am still seeing my friends and we do hang out, we do watch sports, we go and have a good time, go to movies, stuff like that, that is still normal for me. Like, that is still a normal life. It's just different that there's people in the other, like when we go out to the movies, people recognize me and take pictures with me and my friends. That's a little different. But it's still normal for us, so I think I'm fine with it. I'm
want to touch on Pop Explosion again, and if you're just tuning in to Radio Nation, we're live on air with Peyton Sanders. So you're going to be in Toronto, and we've already touched on it. But so there's a meet and greet portion, and a couple of people have actually asked a little bit early in the broadcast. But how? And this is also for me too, because this is my first time going to anything like this. There's a meet and greet session, and how long is that meet and greet session going to be?
Oh, it just depends. Different cities, there'll be more fans out their cities. However along the line is, when everyone meets us, then the show will start, and I know the meet and greet is before the show actually starts. So it'll just online as the fans, we'll meet them all, take pictures, sign autographs, have a good time, and buy an awesome show.
Now, do you have any sort of pre-performance rituals that you do, or some sort of superstitions that you do as well, or don't do?
Well, I have to get in my zone. Like, I don't really like a lot of people talking to me, I guess, right before I go on. I love having my friends backstage. Sometimes right before my show, like within 10 minutes before I go on, I put on my headphones and I listen to like a Jay-Z record or just some type of music that really gets me amped, and take them off and put them in my backpack, and I'll walk on stage and just kill it. And as soon as the show's over, I'm the happiest person. I'm just like, I'm having a good time again. But right before I go on, I get in my zone. I get real quiet. Sometimes people are like, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, "Yeah, just go on, get in my zone." But just kind of real quiet. I just kind of keep it and get in my zone.
So then, does that make it a little difficult when I guess the meet and greet happens? Obviously, way before the show actually begins, but does that does that not affect your sort of mindset before you go on the show? Like the meet and greet thing, sort of just like a fun thing, and then you go and you have to have your moment alone.
No, like I like the meet and greet before. I'd rather it be before than after because my show is so high energy. I'm like sweating all over the place. I'd rather my fans see me before I get all, grossed out and stuff. But
I'm sure a few of them wouldn't mind that, to be honest with you.
They don't mind it. They mind it. It's me that minds it. They don't care. Like they love me, however it is. But I've seen them before because then I get it over with. I get to meet all the fans. And I don't have to worry about like sweating profuse amounts all over the posters that I'm signing. So,
this is a good question. What's it like being an older brother?
It's great. I wish that I had brothers as well. Like I have 3 sisters who are all younger, and we all get along very well. Always have. So it's fine with me. I don't really see it any different. Sometimes I did wish that I had a brother growing up that would be younger or older. It just would be kind of nice because The Bachelor is always on the TV and I can't stand it. And Cake Boss and all those dress shows. But hey, you just learn to live with it.
Now then, seeing as you grew up with sisters, have they taught you anything about dating or relationships or any of that sort of advice that is important for a single male?
No, because they were way too young. Any of that ever came into my life, so like, they never could ever teach me anything. I had to learn all that kind of stuff.
I hear you, man.
No, there'd be no way. That'd be so weird. That'd be so weird for them at that to ever do anything.
Yeah, actually, that's true. Now that I think about it, that'd be really weird.
Yeah, it'd be so weird because they would not even have known themselves. Like,
yeah. Okay, so there's some good guesses. 255, 240, 245, 236. And then I got like 376,000, like it's ridiculous.
Okay, these are numbers. Oh my gosh. Okay, alright. 225, 235, 245, 255, 265, is that what's up?
Yeah, so I got, the guesses are 236, 245, 240, and 255.
What I should do is I should just, like, tweet the number, like, after this interview sometime today, just, like, tweet the number and, like, see who got it right. That'd be good.
Sure, if you want to tell me privately off air, I'm more than happy to tweet out a random number.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, just tweet. I'm just going to tweet, like, a random number and stuff. Like, half the people, like, what are you talking about? Like, the people that are in other countries just getting up. And the other half are going to be like, yes, I got it.
Yeah, but you got to do it, like, you should put, like, a decimal in there or something. Like, make it really exact.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Down to, like, the ground. I'm just going to go right now and measure it right now.
Yeah.
I'm about to go fun.
This is awesome. Well, there you go. You're gonna find out eventually how much you can bench. Yeah, somebody asked if it's higher than 100. I would imagine it's much higher than 100 because 100's like the bar's like 45. The bar's like 45, isn't it? Like usually the bar's like 40, 50.
I think it's 45. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like yeah. Oh, that's too funny. Yeah, these are some good answers.
Oh my gosh. That's too funny.
Anything about yourself that your fans don't generally know? Now, I'm sure you've told them much about your life, but anything about yourself that people don't really know?
Well, me and Austin used to drink cranberry juice because we saw some article that said it made your abs look better. I don't know that. I didn't know that.
Now, just for the people that are listening that have maybe never heard you, Austin, you're referring to Austin Mahone?
Yeah.
Now, just out of curiosity, I mean, I interviewed him earlier, about 2 weeks ago, for an article I wrote. Just out of curiosity, he told me that he has superstitions. He's totally afraid of black cats. Do you have any superstitions?
He's afraid of a lot of things. He's afraid of the number like 74 or 76. His things are gonna freak out on whatever number. He's afraid of like something. I'm not really afraid of anything. When I was little, I used to be afraid of the dark, and then now I'm over that. And No, I really don't have anything I'm really afraid of. Like, I can even walk home late at night, 2 in the morning, I'm fine. Like, I don't really care. But, oh man, I'm trying to think. I'm probably gonna think of it as soon as this is over, and I'm gonna be like, oh great, I gotta tweet all these answers. I would say probably like drowning is a big one. Like, I would hate that because I had a dream one time that was like drowning. Oh, it was awful. Like, that's probably the biggest one. Even though I'm not really afraid of water or anything, I just think it'd be awful to drown.
Yeah, that'd be a pretty awful way to go. That would not be pleasant at all.
No.
What is that feeling like to know that you've got fans that have traveled, some of them have traveled like 6-7 hours to come see you perform or meet you for like a minute? What's that like?
That's really big. I don't think I'll ever understand sometimes that, because my parents would never have driven me 7 hours to go meet somebody, or like go see someone in concert. They'd be like, wait till they come to our city. Like, they'll never come to our city. But I would, I never understood that, but I love it. I think that's so awesome that their parents will do that for them. The biggest stretch of this that I've ever seen a fan go was 18 hours. They drove from Arizona to Nashville to come see me, and I was like, that's ridiculous. How in the world did you do that? Because I never thought I was ever going to come to Arizona, and I guess they were right. I haven't been there yet, so wow, that was amazing.
Now, when somebody says, I've driven this far, do you do anything special? Do you just like, what do you say? Like, I mean, what do you give them to like sign their shirt or something? Like, what do you do?
Well, I just say like, oh, it's amazing. Thank you so much. It's a really long way. I'll hug them. I was treating just like every other fan, because I don't ever want to single anybody out. Like, I want all my fans to feel loved, and like, I don't want other people to feel like I'm giving them more attention than they got. But I don't know, like, I just think it really does blow my mind that people will drive, and I think it's really awesome. It makes me extremely happy. Like, it shows how supportive and how hardcore fans they are. I really don't do anything different for them, but I think it's awesome. I really think that's an amazing thing.
What's something about performing that people don't generally know? And what I mean, like, people that generally don't know about performing and the lifestyle of performing that people don't know, or there's a common misconception, and maybe you can clarify it. I mean, I don't know what that is, but is there something that people misconceive about performing, and you're like, no, this is what actually happens as a performer?
Well, I think that some people perform just to, like, they don't really give it their all. Like, I think that if you're going to be performing, you really have to give it your all. I think a lot of people think that they can perform, and they'll be like, I don't have stage fright, I don't get nervous or anything, I'm going to go on stage, I'm going to perform. But, you really just have to develop that craft. Like, you've got to just perform so much. The very first time you perform is not going to be amazing. Like, it took me a while to develop what I'm doing now. It just takes time, and I think that even though that first show might have been amazing for one fan, and some fan came back and saw a show today, it would be completely different. I think the misconception would mainly be that that a performer that you see, they're bad, they're going to be bad, 2 years from now. It's always that case. If you support an artist and they just have one bad show, go see them. Because it takes a while for somebody to develop their show.
Is it something, and I guess maybe I'll put this in a sports sense, but is it something where you go back and you actually almost watch tape of yourself performing and then point out what you've done wrong or maybe what you could do better?
Yeah. Thankfully, within the last time I had to do that was a year ago, and ever since that, all my shows have been and Joe's my guitarist, and we have crazy stuff that has been perfected down to a craft that where we can watch back the footage and we say nothing went wrong, and I love that. But it took me a while to get to that point, right? A while to get to the point where I have an amazing show that people are going to love and there's nothing wrong with it. I thankfully have not had a bad show yet within the last year, and I used to watch footage and be like, wow, I should not have done that, or I shouldn't have done this, and I'm happy that we've gotten to a point now where the show is good.
Was there ever stage fright, or did you ever have to deal with any of that?
No. I think that people are just born, like, not have, people just are. I have everything's fine. I don't ever get nervous before shows either. I just get excited, like I get that excited feeling in my gut, but never nervousness. And as soon as I step on stage, like I said, it just disappears and you just attack it, and I love that feeling.
Now that you've you're comfortable with the performing thing and you work on certain things, is it something there that because you've done it so much now, it's almost just a natural thing, you really don't have to prep too much for it, you sort of know what you're going to do when you go out on stage?
Yeah, I just know. We never choreographed anything for my shows. It's just that we get on stage and we know, my guitarist knows when I'm going to move certain places in certain parts of the songs, and my drummer knows because we've done it so many times. But I never choreograph anything. I'm a natural performer. Like, that's something that I love to do, and it comes easy to me. So we never had to choreograph anything for my shows. We just do them and, really learn from our mistakes and watching the footage back. And it turned out really, really nicely. I'm very, very proud of it.
What is your favorite song to perform?
My favorite song to perform, it used to be Strange Clouds, and my favorite song to perform is Knock Me Out, which is off of the mixtape. That song is insane, especially now that I've got the guitar and drums added onto it when we do live shows. That song, if you're not moving to that song, you're like, I don't even know if you're even physically there, because that song is so powerful. Like, it's just, the bass hits so hard, the drums are hitting hard, the guitar, and the lyrics. Everyone loves this part in the song. It's in the second verse where I said, I woke up in a new Bugatti, because that's from a rap song. Everyone just screams, and the whole verse just jumps. It's amazing. I love the energy of that song.
I'm gonna get down to a couple more questions. We've had you on for a little while, and you've done a great job. It's always a lot of fun having you on. Describe for me your fans. What's that like? I mean, I'm sure people have heard it before, but from your own words, what's it like having a really solid fan base, which you have?
Because I've seen some artists, especially being in that now for 2 years, artists because their fan base was not growing and they didn't know what to do next. I'm very fortunate that I found what works for me and that my fans kept on growing continuously. Like, there was never a moment in my career where the fan base just stopped growing, and I'm very fortunate that happened. I love waking up every day to good morning tweets and love seeing every night before I go to bed good night tweets and sweet dreams and stuff like that. Every single day I have thousands of people tweeting me, and I love it. It's really an amazing feeling. Love having that support there, having people all across the world that within half a second of me posting something, they're already telling me how much they love me. That is really interesting, and I'm very, very, very fortunate and very happy and blessed.
Will there ever come a point? Let me actually say it this way: if there ever comes a point where you get to the point where you're at a level like, we'll go with Austin Mahone, for example, where he's obviously out doing his own thing and he's at that level. If you ever get to that level, or when you get to that level, do you think you'll still do you want to try to still be the same person you are today, as a very grounded individual, and not succumb to the obvious pressures of being a celebrity?
I think that if the pressures were going to get to me, I think they already would have. Me and some of my buddies have had a talk about this recently, is that if I ever started getting full of it, I guess, and just too caught up in the whole fame life, that they would kind of set me straight. But we realized that that's probably not going to ever have to happen, because I am grounded because of the things that have happened to me, because of the friends that I lost due to them just not understanding and not caring with what I had to do. And I think that all the stuff that I went through that made me stronger helped keep me in a place that I will never have to worry about losing my head to the fame, ever.
Going to take a couple more quick questions here off of Twitter. So if you have any final questions, get them in right now, because we're gonna wrap this up really quickly. How can fans who may not be able to attend shows connect with you more? That's a question off of Twitter from Venetia.
Well, they don't need to be worried about bothering me. Some people are like, I'm sorry for tweeting you all the time, I'm sorry for DMing you all the time. No, I welcome that. Like, tweet me all day long if you want to. It really does not bother me at all. I love seeing your tweets. In fact, you have a better chance of me getting to notice you if you tweet me more often. So if you have that tweet, and the more active you are with me, who knows, maybe you'll see a tweet that pops up that says I'm coming to your town, and you can be very, very happy about it. So tweet me all day long. Facebook, my page, whatever, if you still use Facebook. I don't really know if anyone who uses Facebook anymore. But comments in my videos, whatever you have to do to get noticed, like, I will notice you somehow.
All right, here, going to pull through. So if you got any last questions, get them in right now, because I'm literally going to run through the last round of tweets that I see here. Is there one place that you'd really like to visit? I know I've already asked you this before, but I might ask some repeats here, just because some people might not have heard the earlier part of the broadcast.
Italy, definitely.
This was asked before, but I'll ask it again, as I just mentioned a little earlier. So any Ustreams or YouNows coming soon?
Of course, just got to find the right time and place to do them.
What is one thing that... okay, well, I just lost that question, so now I got to find a new one. After everything you've been through, and experienced, what's one piece of advice or info you would share with people that are new in the business?
Never give up, never let go, never give in. I put that in my song, but it's true. You should never give up on your dreams, no matter who. You're not gonna be somebody or any of that. Like, if you're not gonna make it, prove them wrong, because everybody has something to prove, and you need to prove them wrong.
What is your favorite part about meeting fans?
Just making them happy. Make people happy. They may not be going through something, or they may be going through something. No matter what, if you're making somebody happy, you're making somebody happy, and that's an important thing.
What's the funniest thing a fan has ever given you?
I like these ring pop proposals. Like, I think that's the funniest thing. Like, when they get down on, like, one knee and propose with a ring pop, I think that's hilarious. I don't understand why they do it, but it's so funny.
Now, have you ever done that to a girl?
Ring pop?
Yes, sir.
Have I ever proposed to a girl with a ring pop?
Yeah.
No, I can't say I have. I don't think so. Unless I don't remember my preschool days. Maybe I did. Maybe I was a little kid in preschool and I did that. So.
I've never done it either. I think it's funny that people do that. I think that's hilarious.
Maybe they know something I don't know. Maybe they got some video of me in kindergarten. I did that, and that's why they all do it.
If you could go back and tell yourself, your younger self, one thing, what would it be? That's a really good question.
Because for the longest time, I just people who I knew to me, I knew to my younger self that you don't need to be focused on that. You need to focus like do and just like go hard at it, because there'll be a time there'll be a time anyway where you're not going to have contact with those people in life, and it would not even matter that keeping those friendships. So I would say just stay focused and never give up and just stay strong.
Are you going to roam around Toronto when you're here? And that is from somebody on Twitter.
Most likely, yeah. I want to see the city.
Well, if you ever want a little bit of a tour, man, just give me a call. I'd be more than happy to tell you where to go.
I'll hit you up. We can go to 21 together.
Yeah, there you go. And maybe we can do that. You can do that Edgewalk thing. It sucks that the Jays aren't in town. I was telling I asked your dad on Twitter because I know you guys are big baseball fans, if you guys are planning on going to a game, and then I realized they weren't playing here, which is kind of sad.
Yeah, that is sad. That's real sad.
Do you know how long you plan on being here? Is it more than just a day thing? Like I know there's a Montreal pop explosion the day after, so are you on that list as well?
I'm not going to Montreal. I have to get back to the music. I believe I'm only flying out of LA for a few hours to go back to Atlanta to get on a flight to go to Toronto. So I believe I'm heading back out to go record. So I don't believe I'll be spending any time in Toronto, unfortunately, but maybe a day or a day and a half. So I'm kind of sad about that, but I'll be back.
Very cool. What's the weirdest thing you've ever got from a fan?
I don't know. Maybe like there's this girl told me that I was going to prom with her. Not that you go to prom, but you are going to prom, and it had like a detailed list of everything that we were supposed to like the detailed schedule itinerary of how prom was going to go down. Like, you're going to pick me up at this time, and we're going to the dance at this. Like, I was like, okay, wow, geez, hardcore.
Now, did you go?
No, it was so far away. Like this place, it was in Maine. I was in Atlanta. I could not even go. It was so far. I'm not gonna show up. I was like, I'm not just coming to Maine randomly and like watch it be like. Hopefully, it wasn't some old, like a guy or something. That'd be so creepy. I honestly really wasn't a true fan.
That would be so weird.
So weird. Like, I'm sorry I didn't show up if you're listening, but
Yeah, you go all the way to Maine for that, and it's not even like what you thought it was. Okay, this is a pretty good question. What is your favorite ring pop flavor?
Oh my gosh, you know why they asked this? Just because I'm going to get 1,000 of these now.
I know.
I don't know. I don't even eat them whenever they give them to me. Like, I feel like that's kind of weird. Like, you eat your ring, I guess. I don't know. But I don't really eat candy anymore, so I don't know. Just don't go get a ring pop, girls. Please don't. I won't eat it.
Where is it? Okay, this one's from, do you ever feel like you criticize yourself too hard?
Sometimes, yes. But it's only because I stay up way too late, and it'll be like 2 in the morning, and I'll just be like, I wonder if I'll ever make it. Like, I need to stop. Like, you just need to go to bed, Peyton. Like, go to bed. I call up my friends, and I'm just like, go to sleep. Like, you're just being too hard on yourself. And I'm like, yeah, I know. And I wake up in the morning, I'm like, yeah, let's go. But it's just because I stay up too late. Nothing ever good happens late at night. Like, you just think way too much. You overthink everything. So that's the only times I over-criticize myself.
This one I'm seeing a little bit of. Do you have any plans for a time frame for a new album?
No time frame, but the quicker that I get some good records together, of course, the quicker that's going to happen. That's why I'm working so hard. Literally every single day, like 1 o'clock in the afternoon to 4 in the morning, no matter what, I'm just working hard on my music, whether it's one song I get done in a day or 2 songs or no songs. I'm just working on the music right now, and that's most important to me.
Gonna take 2 or 3 more questions here, and they're literally flooding in. Would you ever rap with a fan?
I actually have a few times. I rapped in Boston a few weeks ago, or about a month ago, with one of my fans there at a show, and we rapped "Crush on You." And then I've rapped with another fan over a video, like one of her vines or something. So yeah, I've rapped with a fan before.
Okay, well, this is an interesting question. Now that we're talking about prom and that sort of thing, have you ever heard of Peyton, the Twitter account Peyton to Prom?
Actually, I have. I've seen it a few times, and I believe one of my friends texted me saying, what's this girl like wanting to go to prom with you? And I didn't realize it was that account until a few days after. Yeah, I have heard of this Peyton to Prom account. I don't really know anything about it, though.
Interesting. This is another one that keeps flooding my timeline, and it is, who is Jake in the song Knock Me Out?
On the phone with Jake Miller, and for some reason it got recorded because the mic was on. I was just like, "You ready, Jake?" And then it ended up in the song, and I was like, "Oh man!" But I ended up keeping it because I liked it.
That's awesome. So it was just kind of like a fluke that it even ended up there.
Yeah, I was on the phone.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome.
I was in the studio. Yeah, because he's been one of my friends for like a while. It's kind of funny. No one really ever thinks they're friends, but no, I just ended up like that on the song, so I kept it. And yeah. So I think if I ever made a remix, obviously he'd be the first person I would put on there because it just makes sense.
Okay, 2 more questions, and I'm going to find them. Has a fan ever written you a song, and has it inspired you?
So a few fans have written me songs, and of course it inspires me because I think that the fact that I inspired them inspires me in general. So yeah, I've seen a few YouTube videos some girls have written songs and like stories they've written about me and stuff, but I've been told by my fans not to read them, so I don't know. I don't know what those are. But I'm sure whatever I inspire them to do, then that really inspires me.
This is a question from myself personally. Obviously you have a lot of fans that are females. Is it harder to attract males that's fans?
No, I actually have a really large male fan base, but look at it this way. like, I love Jay-Z, but I don't tweet him at all. Like,
Right.
the day, like, I don't tweet him all day long. Girls, like, will tweet me all day long because that's just how they are. Like, my guy friends, they don't tweet me all day long, like, because guys
Fair
don't
enough.
do that. You
Yeah,
know?
fair
They don't
enough.
really tweet other artists and stuff like that all day because, you know, that's just how we are. Whereas girls, like, they fan girl, and it's a different way where they'll tweet me all day long and they'll be super supportive and super excited about stuff. Like my EP sales were like 40% guys, so I do have a large fan base of guys, but you just won't see them until I release something.
Now, does that make it harder to then attract new fans that are males? Is that a harder thing to pursue because they're not? Obviously, you just mentioned it's not as openly supportive.
No, I think that they are there, but like they just like the music, like because it's easier for me since I do make rap music. Of course, guys are gonna like that as opposed to like real pop stuff. So I think that it's not hard to attract guys. In fact, I think my mixtape attracted a lot of guys to my fan base because it was a little harder, it was a little edgier, and I think they really appreciated that as opposed to more of the pop stuff. But no, I don't think it's harder. I think it's just that nobody really sees it until I release something. Until I release a new song or a new video, that amount of time, and then I go back to just being.
What is one superpower you wish you had?
I really want to fly. Like, there's so many times I can drive, but there's so many times where I'm just tired of traffic, and I'm just like, yo, can we just fly out of here? I want to fly so bad. I don't really care about that invisibility and stuff because I feel like if I was invisible, I'd get like hit by a car or something. So I'm just thinking I just want to fly.
That's awesome. That's actually an awesome answer. All right, Peyton. I think that's it, man. I'm pretty much out of questions to ask you. We could probably sit here for like an entire day and take questions.
Yeah, of course.
We could do this all day, but thanks a lot for coming on. I know your fans appreciate it. I appreciate it, and I'll see you on Saturday. I'm gonna be at that meet and greet thing, so I'll talk to you. And seriously, if you are in town and you want someone to tell you where to go and what to do during the day, Saturday or whatever, give me a shout.
Absolutely.
Yeah, man.
Absolutely. I'm heading to the studio right now, so I appreciate you having me on. I'm happy I could fit it in, and I love talking to you guys, you know that, and I'll see you on Saturday.
All right, take it easy, Peyton.